Hi, people of Fake Book or the internet. This is Harold Stamm here, the American Bohemian, which is my anti-brand. So you look here, I'm wearing my little bling here. I just got this from China. It's like a little Buddha. I think this is just resin. I like it though, even though it's cheap. And I got my other fake sort of bling. This is my turquoise silver ring, and I got my brass dragon thing. I'm not really about bling, but I was compelled to buy this watch, and I'm starting to get more inked up now. I got my hand filled in recently, and I'm going to get this whole space here filled in with a dragon from here to here. Now I got a little extra spending money. I got more money coming in. But today I bought my first new guitar that I've bought, and my last guitar that I purchased was 20 years ago, which is about how long I have had my two main guitars, and I've been very happy with my two guitars. I have acoustic. I've been playing an acoustic. It's a Norman, which is a really nice Canadian bluegrass guitar, and I love that guitar to death. I played that so much that the finish on the back of the neck is worn off quite a bit from me playing with my thumb, from the grease and things like that. Norma, I've named my Norman acoustic Norma, and she's gotten a little bit beaten up over the years because I used to take her traveling a lot. I used to take her camping all the time and stuff, and she's still a great guitar, but I needed to sort of, I'm gonna have to. I've decided that I'm going to retire Norma from traveling and doing performances for the most part. Just because I've had her for so long. I've had her for like a good 20 years now. And I played a lot of shows with her. I've traveled with her a lot. And, I stickered the crap out of her, so I would never ever pawn her. I would never pawn her anyway. But I decided I'm going to retire her a bit from doing performances and stuff just because Norma has gotten a little bit of damage from traveling. She's got a sort of little chunk out of the back that got broken out once when I was traveling because I haven't had a hard shell guitar case, and my other main guitar that I usually play, as far as I am kind of a weird person as far as I know a lot of people who are guitar players that are just guitar hoarders. They'll have like 20 or 30 guitars. I've never really been one of those types. I've always been like, guitars to me, I like to build a relationship with the instrument. I like to learn the nuances of its tone. I like to learn, what all the sounds I can get out of it. I like to spend a lot of time with the guitar when I have a guitar. So with Norma, I know all her quirks and her things and such, and I know we're back and forth. And the same thing with my electric guitar, which is just a not the most expensive guitar, but I love it. I named her Chaos because she's a metal guitar. She's a Epiphone SG special, and it still says like Gibson on the headstock because it's like the higher end, like an Epiphone. And as far as I'm concerned, Epiphones are pretty much just as good as a Gibson. And I know that that's going to piss off a lot of people, but my Epiphone sounds just as good as a Gibson SG. Gibson SG probably is a little fancier finish, a little bit fancier tuning pegs and stuff like that. But I've got some really nice like double humbuckers in that Epiphone SG. I've had that Epiphone SG for like about 20 years too, and I used to play a lot of shows with that. My old mainstay used to be a Gibson Sonics, which you should look up because it's a fairly rare guitar. But I've always been sort of a utilitarian as far as, musical equipment goes. Like I have my acoustic guitar to play acoustic, and I have my electric guitar to play electric. I have one for each. But I got paid today. I'm making pretty decent money at my job now, so I have a little bit more expendable income. So I'm all like, I'm going to need another guitar because I want to just kind of retire Norma so I can leave her at home. I'm still going to play Norma I'm definitely record with her and stuff, but I don't want to travel with her anymore just because she's an older guitar. She's gotten a little banged up from traveling and stuff, and I want to keep her around for a long time. So I bought a new guitar today, and I got this for a steal. I don't know if you guys know anything about Ovations. Ovations are kind of like a controversial guitar because a lot of guitar purists are kind of pissed off at the fact that like this is an Applause, which is kind of like this is like the Epiphone, like how Epiphone is to Gibson, Applause is to Ovation. The Applause is sort of like the more budget friendly guitar that's made by Ovation. Still a great guitar for the dollar. It still has a really great tone. This has wonderful, wonderful action, and I didn't realize this is much, much louder than Norma is. I think it's because if you look at the plastic, like it has that plastic sort of resonating chamber, and this has it's much like one of those, fat body, large body guitars. It is a lot way louder, projects way louder. This has a really great action to it, real nice, light, loose action. This neck is actually steel. That's aluminum or steel, so very durable for traveling and stuff. They paint it to look like wood. The plastic is very durable, which is great for traveling too, because the wood that they make guitars out of is kind of flimsy. It's really easy to knock it and bang it up and stuff. And this is a vintage one. This is like from like the 70s. This even has a plug-in port, which would be good when I use this for performances too. And all the other guitars, both my other guitars, like Chaos, my Epiphone, and Norma, my other acoustic, I stickered the crap out of them just because I used to make a habit out of stickering up all my guitars so I wouldn't pawn them, or they were unpawnable or unsellable. But this one, I'm going to get probably like one big sticker, like a nice sticker, and put this one right there. That's out here because I just want to preserve the nice, pretty finish. I mean, Norma is a great acoustic, but the finish on that acoustic is not the prettiest finish. But I really like the red. You see, you have like the red, kind of the sunburst sort of tobacco. And I got this guitar for under $200. And I played the shit out of this since I bought it. I kind of feel like it's weird. I got a weird feeling. I kind of feel like I'm cheating on Norma by playing this other acoustic, which is weird because guitars don't have emotions, but I do believe it. But her name is Sophia, and she's the new guitar in my guitar arsenal. I also got a Git Fiddle, which is like a 4-string sort of cigar box guitar that's sort of basically like an electric dulcimer. I'm actually getting a dulcimer next payday. I found one for like $120. So I'm just gonna add to my musical arsenal a little bit. I am a big fan of like good instruments or sort of in a affordable range. But for the money, this guitar is a really solid, great guitar. It has really great tone. It booms. It's very loud. It's much louder than my other acoustic, and much louder than your typical wood guitar. I just think that the plastic back, the way that it's shaped, it just gives a lot more boom to it. It has a lot more oomph to it when you play it. And like I said, the action on this is just awesome. Really great action. It reminds me of this Takamine I had once. But yeah, so that is Sophia. She's my new guitar. I'm gonna do another video later when I get my dulcimer, because I'm really excited to buy a dulcimer. I've always wanted to have one, and I'm gonna start collecting a couple more instruments. I'm getting 3 more, and then I'm gonna stop. Maybe 3 or 4. I wanted to get a dulcimer. I want to get a banjo, and I want to get a 12-string guitar, and definitely like a bass guitar too, and and a hand drum, and then I'll be done. Hopefully, I'll be done after that. But I've been looking at sitars, so that's how it is with music. It's like being a musician is a really expensive habit, and I've tried to be very moderate with my consumption of musical stuff. But it's really easy to spend a lot of money on music equipment when you're hooked on music. But that's why I'm a big fan of like good quality sort of budget price guitars. That way I don't feel like, I have lots of friends that spend thousands of dollars on guitars, and they have like they have lots and lots of guitars. And my philosophy has always been like, okay, you have a lot of guitars. Okay. And I'm more about like trying to make the guitars that I have sound good instead of trying to get a wide range of guitars. And all my guitars are very flexible for different styles of music and stuff. So this video is getting a little long, but like I said, this is Sophia. She's like the new addition to my musical collection. And I'm very proud to own her, and I think it was a very good purchase. It was a very spur-of-the-moment purchase, because I was at the vape shop and the music store, a vape shop, getting vape juice, and right across the street is Rocky Mountain Music, which is a great music store here in Libby. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go browse. And then I saw this Applause, and it was like a magnet, and I'm like, ugh, and then I had to buy it, and I'm like, well, the musical purchase is always a good investment. So, alright.